I think everybody can envision what it's like to win, and it's thrilling and it's a rush. But there was some line in a movie. It might have been Pacino.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember the movie, but he said something to the effect of the addiction to gambling. It's as much about losing as it is winning. And there have been comments about that. Losing feels horrible, feels awful, but there's this almost purity, like a searing purity to it, where you feel something. From the perspective of somebody who's done this a lot, is that crazy? Is there just no redeeming quality to the feeling of taking an L and losing a lot of money? Or is there an emotional appeal there that it's such a powerful feeling and it's not like being dead? It's not neutral.
The movie you're talking about is Two for the Money. And I won't say there's an appeal, but if you're betting every day, there's almost a sense of relief. Like, I've gone broke before. I mean, I've made like millions, but I've gone broke after making millions. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's almost like a sense of relief. Because it's so difficult to win. The amount of work that it takes. And then after you win, you start getting limited everywhere. Like when I was living at the Cosmo, I never forget. I had beat them so bad. I had beat them for so much money. I came downstairs one day and they were like, yo, we can't take your action anymore. And I was like betting at the window. And it was just like, damn, this is what I got to deal with for winning. And it's just so, like, I put in so much work just to be able to win. I created my own numbers. I'm watching every game. And then when you finally start winning, it's just like, oh, shoot, we don't want your action anymore. And it's a number of books that have done this. Like pretty much every regulated book is going to do that to you. And eventually you have to bet with offshore bookies or just local bookies. And it's just, so when you get to that point, it's just like, damn, it's just a lot. So almost like going broke, it's like, damn, I don't got to deal with this.
It's a crazy business that way. And it's one of the reasons why I wouldn't recommend it. Other businesses, you start doing well, people treat you better. You've got more respect, more esteem. You start doing well sports betting, and these places treat you like a rat and chase you out of every single kind of hole that you might enter and make it exponentially hard. And the people I've known who have been sharp bettors who have won have told me that I spend more time and bandwidth getting the bets down than I do getting an edge. And that doesn't sound appealing to me at all. It almost reminds me of how a lot of people think they want to be general managers because of fantasy, playing fantasy sports. That feels like being a GM in their minds. But actually being a GM is so little about the things that the fantasy players associate with it. And it's a bunch of drudgery and obnoxious dealings with people behind the scenes, little indignities and humiliations. Similar when it comes to being a sharp, where, man, it sounds appealing to try to find an edge, to do research, to try to understand something better than somebody else. What doesn't sound appealing is trying to Ocean's 11 my bet down. That doesn't sound like something that I'd be good at or be inclined to do.
And then you have to find beards and stuff like that. And it's like pretty much anybody in this business has been stiffed by somebody. So
have you?
Yeah. Like, I got stiff for $50K at a time when I owed somebody else $50K.
Oh, what happened?
Just never got the money.
But who was the person? Did you know the person well?
Oh, yeah.
How did it?
Yeah. It's just, they just didn't pay. It just disappeared. And it's like, what I'm going to do? What I'm going to shoot them?
Yeah, there's no department of, excuse me, police, I was using a beard to gamble and the beard stole from me. So
it's like, I mean, what do you do? Like, it's just, you just kind of got to just eat that loss. And it's just like, it happened at a time where I owe somebody else the same amount of money. So it's just like, I'm just assed out.
I mean, have you considered trying to do anything different, or this is just your life? You're a lifer. This is what you're going to do. You've got full commitment.
I'm kind of like, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of over it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm kind of over it. But I do enjoy doing media, and I think that's the blessing that came out of this for me, is that I got a chance to do media. Like, so when I first started doing this, I literally was just doing, like, I left my music industry dreams to chase this, and I really was just doing this. And then during the pandemic, somebody told me that they were hiring for NBA writers during the bubble, at Action Network. And I sent Chad Millman all my stuff. And I think they were like blown away, because I was like, I think, and this is no disrespect to anybody else, but there's a lot of people in this space that aren't actual bettors. They just are journalists and media members who transitioned to the betting thing once betting became popular. And I was actually betting for real, for real. So I sent them everything that I was doing. I think they were blown away. And Action was kind of really, they were still in the startup phase. So they brought me on, and I was like, first, like, I was like, y'all ain't got to pay me, because I was just making so much money betting at the time. And then a month into it, I'm like, yo, this is a lot of work. Y'all got to pay me. So Chad gives me like he gives me a 3-month contract. And in my head, I'm like, yo, I want to work here full time. A month into the 3-month contract, Chad tears up the contract and gives me a full-time offer. And I'm doing everything. I'm doing podcasts, I'm writing, I'm doing live shows, I'm doing NBA bet streams. So it actually legitimized it in the eyes of my family, because my mom is looking at me like, yo, what the hell are you doing? My mom is a school teacher. Well, she's retired now, but it's just like, this gave me an actual career. So I was like really happy with that. But as far as like the betting, is just, I just think I've gotten to a point to where it's like, yo, like, you mentioned all those basketball leagues. I wasn't sleeping. Like there's times where I just don't sleep at all. Like, I'll literally like be up in shifts, like especially during the NBA season and NFL season. It's like I'll be up early trying to get the early numbers. I got to watch the games, and then I'm betting all the other foreign leagues. And that actually started, I started betting foreign leagues because I got to a point to where I'm up at 1, 2 in the morning and I can't sleep anyway. Just, being a DJ for so long, I just become a night owl. So like, it's 1, 2 in the morning and Australian NBL is on. And I think LaMelo Ball was in the league at one time. So I was like, let me catch this.
I was watching back then. That's what got me into it. I was impressed with that league. I love that they have 1 or 2 games a week. In some ways, I'm not saying it's a better quality of product than the NBA, but they do more. What was that thing that GMs used to say? They used to vote on the NBA. They said, do the most with the least. That's what it feels like. That they don't have NBA talent, but this is how you wish the NBA was. I know I'm digressing about your life, but
you're right.
I love you were watching back then.
Yeah, so it's like I'm watching LaMelo and Josh Giddey, and it's like, you know what? If I could steal a quick $500, a quick $1,000 on this, why not? So I just got greedy after a while, and it's like, all right, like, it just became a thing to where it's like, yo, yeah, I might have $10,000 on an NBA game, but if I can get 500, 300, 1,000 off this Australian NBL game, or $1,000 off this EuroLeague game that comes on at 2 p.m. and I'm not doing anything else, why not?
It's just a hard lifestyle to include other people in, and it just gets consuming. That's what happened when I was just doing it, trying to incorporate it as part of my job in 2019, where I was doing NBA picks. And what you realize is that you can beat the house. In my mind, it's, you can't beat the house. Like, no, you can, but unfortunately, you kind of have to treat it like a job. It's not something that you can just do casually. It's not, oh, I think they're due, and that's why you do it. You actually have to be rigorous, and it just starts to envelop. And next thing you know, you're watching 4 League Pass games, and your wife is going, "What? Can you just go back to covering the Warriors? This is not fun." And I don't know what it is about the gambling lifestyle, sports gambling lifestyle, sharp lifestyle, that makes it so difficult to balance with anything else versus other kinds of ways of making a living.